Rob, Gloucester away, big challenge for the club.
Yeah, and one of those fixtures that, you know, when you get in the Premiership, you know, you look down the list and you wonder when you're going to KIngsholm to play Gloucester, big traditional rugby club. But I think we've got to look at that as a real challenge and something that really motivates us. Obviously, beating Gloucester in the first game of the season, them losing next week, creates an interesting situation. You know, we're very aware they're going to be very committed to winning the game, and they don't lose many games at KIngsholm. So, really good challenge for us. But you know, I've kept saying we need challenges to improve as a side, and we need challenges to improve as a group of players. And this will be a big challenge for us. You know, teams haven't gone there and won. You know, can we do it? Well, you know, we've got to show a lot of character and a lot of composure to do that.
You said in the aftermath of the Leicester game that you don't want to be classed as plucky losers. You want to start winning these games, and obviously going to a place like Gloucester is one of those games, isn't it?
A little bit. I mean, it is slightly different going away from home. You know, a lot of teams in this league have got very good home records. You know, as we have. I think that's probably more why we were as disappointed as we were last weekend. And the players were disappointed, especially when they probably in review see how many chances they actually did create and we didn't quite take, or kind of how many relatively soft field position we gave up with either pass. Slightly disappointed as a team at the minute, but I've just said to the guys, we've got to pick ourselves up, and going to Gloucester and performing well is a nice remedy for us, really remedy for our Blues in a way. So it's going to be tough, but I keep saying to the guys, you know, rugby's a relatively simple game, and you tend to get out of games what you deserve. If we go to Gloucester and our performance deserves something, we'll get something out of the game, and it's as simple as that, really.
Go back all that way to September and Gloucester in the opening day. Do you feel they may have underestimated the Chiefs on that occasion?
I'm not sure. No, I think, you know, professional rugby clubs prepare very well now, but I think it's when things hit the pitch that you get that experience. Now, a lot of teams have got that against us now. The Premiership season is well underway. You know, there's not going to be any chances of any surprise packages going on. It's just going to be two teams, and I imagine it's going to be, you know, pretty intense out there, especially in the first quarter of the game as either side tries to establish a foothold. It's going to be very important for us to get off the bus. But I say, if we do, and we perform for 80 minutes, you know, we know we're a competitive side, we know we can be in the games after 80 minutes, so, you know, it would just be nice to be there in a shake-up game.
What have you learned from previous encounter against them, and what over the course of the season so far have you learned about travelling to tough away days?
Well, probably first and foremost that you've just got to get us started. I think the away games that we feel we've underperformed in are the ones that we haven't really started. I think at Saracens we got out the blocks, and that made a massive difference. You know, at Northampton we didn't get out the blocks, but played well second half. You know, kind of very similar. You know, kind of in a way at Wasps. You know, we kind of let the game get away from us, and then had a very good controlled performance in the second half, which nearly got us a losing bonus point. So I think for us, you know, the key will be performing well from the start. And as I said to the other guys, you know, we mustn't forget we're supposed to enjoy these challenges and enjoy these experiences, and that's brought the best out of us so far. And maybe it's just taking a little bit of a step back and thinking about and going and enjoying this. That we've worked hard for it, we're going to go enjoy it, and we're going to enjoy every one of the 80 minutes. And sometimes going back to the basics of what we want to do, you know, is what will give us the best rewards. And I think that might be very true this weekend.
Gareth Steenson did a lot of the damage on the opening day. You bring him back into the side this weekend for Ryan Davis. That must have been a tough call.
Very tough, yeah. Very tough on Ryan. You know, at the end of the day, he's come in and he's played in some important wins for us in the Premiership. But then, you know, Steno also did prior to his injury. You know, they're both very good players, playing very well, kicking with very good percentage rates at the minute. But at the same time, you know, there's a little bit of a horses for course element this weekend. You know, we feel it's the right time to bring him in. Like I say, unfortunate for Ryan, but you know, Ryan will be on the bench. Ryan's going to feature in a lot of rugby for us this season. You know, he's a good player. He's settling in well. And like I say, tough call, but you know, you've got to make tough calls sometimes.
You also gave a new centre partnership last week with Sorelli and Jason Schumar. How do you feel that went?
Went well, and we're pretty confident it can go better, I think, and that's the biggest reason for kind of giving that partnership some more game time. I think defensively we're very solid in the middle of the park. We've got some good momentum, some good go forward at times. So you know, there's some makings of some good things there, but at the same time we're very aware we've got some great backup. You know, Phil Don was on the bench. He's having a very good season for us. Brian Rennie had a good game for the A team Monday night. You know, we've got a few options in there, and you know, we won't be afraid to change things around, to tinker things over the course of the season if we feel we need to.
And as normal, you would have done all your homework and research on Gloucester. Where do you see their threat coming from this weekend?
You know, particularly at home, they like to establish some forward dominance. You know, as any team does. But then, you know, you start looking at the back line as well. You know, with Simpson, Daniel, Ollie Morgan, you know, Mike Tyndall, Leslie Viner. You know, there's a lot of very good players out there. You know, we know the kind of threats are going to come all around the pitch, but first and foremost, you know, we've got to match the forward battle, and you know that tends to be the key in most games. If we can, you know, be good at scrum time, be good at the contact areas, then that gives us the foothold that we can push on from.